Yo,
I mean,
are you watching AEW again?
yeah, I'm just checking something.
Nah. Don't do that. 2 months ago, you said it looked like a backyard trampoline show with pyro.
That was before I saw Swerve vs. Offspring, bro.
You quoted Tony Khan like 3 times last week. Yesterday, you said long-term storytelling while microwaving Hot Pockets.
I'm just saying, like, it's not all bad. Like, the Hurt Syndicate's cooking. Julia Hart's got that spooky aura.
Oh my God.
The way off spray.
You're becoming
a sicko. Maybe I always was.
Dude, unsubscribe from Meltzer right now before you buy a mask and call yourself 8-Bit Mike Elite.
Too late, bro. It's getting delivered tomorrow.
Yo, what's good? And welcome back to 1, 2, Ooh. I'm your boy, 8-Bit Mike. And today, we're rewinding all the way back 1 year ago when I first got into AEW. I'm asking the question today, is it really as bad as people say? I mean, the sales and the ratings, yeah, not great. But after watching for a full year, I'm here to say something bold. I get it now. Kinda. Let's get into it. So first off, part of what brought me to AEW was just the interest in something different. It seemed really cool to me that there was a company that was ran and created by wrestlers, and I thought if CM Punk was willing to be there, Cody Rhodes came from over there, they seemed to have a lot of top tier talent throughout the world, talking about Okada and looking at Kenny Omega. I thought there's got to be something there. It's got to be at least different than what I'm seeing from WWE, and maybe that's a good thing. I remember back in the time when they had WCW, ECW, each one offered a little bit of a different flavor, something different that you could take away from it, something that was different than just the homegrown WWE stuff that I was used to. That led me to check out AEW. Not to mention, all the negative heat they were getting online made me even more interested to see, is it really that bad? My very first thoughts when I first turned on AEW was, damn, this sucks. Yeah, I was really disappointed. I thought, you have Mercedes Moné, you have all these different superstars that I know, and I just thought the storytelling was terrible. I didn't really understand what was going on at any point. They didn't do a good job at recapping it and bringing in an audience and helping me to understand what was happening so that I could make sense of why I'm watching what I'm watching. And then everything just seemed so focused on these spots. Everything was about doing a 450 splash through a table, or this every match had someone doing these crazy spots over and over again to the point that it became really diluted to me. I really hated AEW when I first started watching it. And I'll be open and honest. There were many Dynamites I turned on, and during the first match, I turned it off. I just couldn't watch it. Then I started to get it. I started to watch things like the Hurt Syndicate, and they just had really good storytelling. They stretched things out over 6 weeks. There was always a payoff. You always felt like you were getting something. And I started to really appreciate those moments. You start to watch the development of the Hangman story that's taking place now, and you can see it. There's these moments of brilliance within AEW that unfortunately just get followed up by some of the worst segments in wrestling I've ever seen. But if you can take a step back and take it for what it is and look at it, there's something here, something different, something special. All right, before we continue, let's run down a little bit of how AEW came to be. Let's just rewind a little bit. AEW launched in 2019, trying to be the wrestling alternative with Tony Khan, The Elite, Jericho, and the man himself, Cody Rhodes, at the helm. They had buzz, sold out arenas, and gave us instant classics. But by 2022, cracks started showing. Injuries, chaotic booking, CM Punk versus everybody. And now in 2024, it was complicated when I started watching it. All right, here's what I like about AEW, and I promise I'm not a sicko. It creates an additional platform for underused talent. Look no further than Swerve Strickland, Tony Storm, Ricochet. These were folks that either didn't enjoy or weren't going to make it in the WWE. AEW has given them a platform to become stars. Ricochet is the one I look at and go, I don't know if we ever would have gotten this fantastic heel Ricochet if he stayed in the WWE. For me, wrestlers, I look at them somewhat like artists, giving them another platform, another place to show their craft, sometimes gives us the opportunity to see what we would have never seen. Gives us the opportunity to see the true artistry in what someone does, and it creates additional stars. So for that, AEW does a fantastic job. AEW is also more wrestling focused. If you're looking for a show where you just want to see the high-flying moves, the crazy spots, all the different hardcore, insane stuff, look no further than AEW. Every single match is going to have these wild flips, and some people may see this as a negative, but if that's what you're looking for, if that's what you want to see, a lot of wrestling and spot-heavy wrestling, you're going to love the AEW product. It's tailored for you. All right, now I have to give credit where credit is due. Over the year that I've watched AEW, the presentation has gotten better and better and better. In their most recent pay-per-view, they did a really good job at kind of giving backstories before matches, so somebody who's a casual fan could tune in, understand why these two guys were about to fight, or 12 guys, and understand the purpose behind it. That was something that was missing when I first started. It took me a long time to understand any of it, and I had to do additional research in order to get into any match. So I give them credit for listening and trying to improve. That's one of the things AEW is doing really well. All right, it's not all rainbows and sunshine, though. There's still things AEW really needs to work on. One of them is story patience. And for this, look no further than Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne was brought in and was built as this huge monster in the women's division. They, almost within a couple months for being there, shoot her up and give her a shot at Tony Storm, which she lost to a small package roll-up. And now she's just kind of in this weird space where she's taking on Anna Jay and any partner she can find. It just doesn't make sense. You should have built Megan Bayne more. You should have had her run through the entire women's division. Even if you started off with the first couple months, her just train wrecking locals, her just crushing people, her doing 3-on-1 matches where she annihilates 3 nobodies, and you just turn her into this monster. Build her up, do the Thunder Rosa feud later on, and let her destroy Thunder Rosa, and let that keep happening until a year and a half later when you build up to her versus Tony Storm, and there's actually some sort of threat where we think Tony could actually lose to her. I don't think anybody thought Tony Storm was going to lose to Megan Bayne, and I think this destroyed all of her momentum. They have to learn to slowly build and develop these stories. Get us invested, make people care, let us watch the destruction for a long time, and let it pay off for us fans that are sticking through it. They continue to miss the mark on this, and it drives me insane. There is way too much freedom in AEW. The inmates are running the asylum, and it's clear in a lot of spots. You have really critical stars taking off for long periods of time. Storytelling that just doesn't really make any sense because we're either fantasy booking or somebody wants to get into a certain spot. It seems like it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I think they need more agency. They need more control. Think about this. If every single match somebody's pulling out a pair of scissors and stabbing someone in the head, by the 6th match, I don't care anymore. That continues to happen. There needs to be agency to keep this good, to keep those moments special, to make it a big deal. And last but not least, as a viewer, I need to feel that what I'm watching matters. I don't feel that there's any reason to watch Collision. I just don't. It's very rare that something happens on this show that even matters. And honestly, it feels like 2 hours of TV that I don't feel like spending on AEW. What I would do is either completely revamp Collision and do a brand split between Dynamite and Collision. With this massive roster you could have 2 completely different shows, which then gives me a reason to watch the other one. Or get rid of Collision altogether. Just run a 3-hour-long Dynamite, and every single week, give me a really good 3 hours of wrestling. At the end of the day, AEW is not perfect, but neither is the WWE. You don't have to pick a side. I'm just glad there's more than one flavor on the menu. So if you're new to AEW, give it time. I'm telling you, tough it out, try and get through it somewhat. You might actually like it like I do now. I truly enjoy watching Dynamite. Yes, there's still times where I say, what are we doing? But I've learned to love the product, and it honestly, there is something special about it, and you will see these moments of brilliance, and it will mean everything to you. You will truly love it and say, wow, that was fantastic. If you hate it, that's okay too. It's not for everybody, but I completely get it. Like, I can understand truly hating the AEW product. That's okay. Smash that like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and hit that subscribe. You know your boy needs some subscribers. Let's go, baby. But I'll catch you next time on 1, 2,